is a transition on Atlantic Television Network. Rivers State Police Command has commenced a full-scale investigation into post-election violence that rocked several local government areas of the state, leading to the loss of lives and the ragging of the 3 LGS on Monday. The Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Mohammed, disclosed this while answering questions from journalists after an on-the-spot assessment of the 3 affected local government areas. Mohammed also revealed that their high-power investigation team of seasoned police officers led by the Deputy Commissioner of Police State Criminal Investigation Department has been assigned the task, adding that their report will be submitted to the IGP upon completion of their findings. ATN recalls that violence broke out in many councils of the state after the Inspector General of Police ordered the secretariat of the 23 LGAs in the state to be unsealed. Mohammed stated that operatives of the command has already begun intensive patrols to build resident confidence and reassure them of their safety, pointing out that a series of measures were in place.
The Electoral Act, election that do not even follow the law that created RISEC in Rivers State. Is it an election that the police will participate in? The police stated the obvious that they are not going to participate in conformity with the Federal High Court order. Why would he want the police to come and defy or disobey the law of the land, disobey the Federal High Court order, the way he has been? He wants the police to join him in disobeying court orders, and that is what the police said. They said they will not be part of it, and the police, as long as we are concerned, as long as River State Police Command is concerned, they are neutral in all ramifications. The police have been doing their best.
Akim tasked the new Commissioner of Police, Mustafa Mohammed, to remain focused and continue to protect the people of Rivers State.
Remain resolute and continue to protect Rivers people and do what is right and what is legal. That is what we expect. We don't expect anything less from an institution that is created by.
Recall that the Nigerian police force on Friday described the outburst of Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara against the Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebetokun as shocking and unwarranted. Independent National Electoral Commission in Edo State has denied obstructing any political parties from inspecting election materials and BVS machines used for the just concluded governorship election. A statement in Benin by the resident electoral commissioner in the state, Dr. Anuabum Onoa, said that the allegations of obstructing the inspection of materials were baseless, misleading, and devoid of truth. ATN reports that the PDP and its candidate, Dr. Asua Igodalo, had accused INEC of not obeying a court order granting the inspection of the election materials at its headquarters in Benin. Onoa noted that the inspection of the election materials was the fundamental right of all political parties involved in election petitions, adding that it was a process that INEC was mandated by law to facilitate. He explained that at no time did he or any other officials in his office obstruct or deny any political parties of their representatives access to inspect the materials used in the last election. 15 suspected internet fraudsters have been arrested by operatives of the Benin Zonal Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Benin City. The commission said the suspects were arrested following actionable intelligence on their suspected involvement in computer-related fraud. A statement on its X page, EFCC recovered from the suspect for exotic cars, laptops and phones, adding that the suspect will be charged to court as soon as investigations are completed. Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu has upheld the ruling of the House of Representatives Tribunal that sacked the member representing Igbo's North Ubenu Federal Constituency, Honorable Simon Atigwe. The appellate court rather returned the candidate of the Labour Party LP, Honorable Dennis Nnamdi Mbo, who was declared winner in the February 25 5th, 2023 National Assembly election and sworn in, but was sacked for a rerun election that took place on February 3rd, 2024. The People's Democratic Party candidate Atigwe was subsequently sworn in as the winner of the 2024 election, but Agbo's petition to the second election tribunal filed against Atigwe was on Wednesday consolidated by the appeal court and sent Atigwe's packing from the House of Representatives. The appeal court, in delivering the judgment, said Atigwe of the PDP wasn't duly elected by the valid vote cast in the rerun election and declared Dennis Abo of the Labour Party as the rightful winner of the election. In their ruling on Wednesday, the tribunal, headed by Justice H.N. Nkwanza, said that the petition has merit and declared Honorable Dennis Abo the actual winner of Igbo Eze North Nudu Federal Constituency. Abia State House of Assembly has passed a resolution calling on the state government to, as a matter of urgency, reach out to the Nigerian government and also through its relevant agencies intervene on the issues of erosion growth ravaging various sections of the state. The Speaker, Emmanuel Emeruwa, announced this during plenary following a matter of urgent public importance brought before the House by the member representing Isukwato constituency, Lucky Johnson, about the collapse of the Akara-Isukwato road and constructions of the properties around the Amayi axis. Johnson begged the government to come to his constituent aid in terms of intervention from NEWMAP, the Ministry of Environment, and others, as well as remediations and palliative support, as their means of livelihoods has also been greatly affected. The House also passed a resolution directing its Committee on Health to invite the Commissioner for Health, the proprietor of the City Gate Mortuary, Umuahia, and any other such mortuary whose activities are reconsidered to be negatively affecting the public, to appear before the House for an interaction. This followed a matter of urgent public importance presented to the House by the member representing Isiala Ngwa North Constituency, Ugo Chukwu Ihino Chukwu, on the alleged menace being constituted on daily basis along a borrowed area of Umuahia. Manager of the ferry that collapsed Monday in Lagos State has been arrested for alleged negligence and failure to comply with safety regulations. The Lagos area manager of the National Island Waterways Authority, Mrs. Sarat Brahima, disclosed this in a statement in Lagos. She said that the arrest was affected as a result of finding from the detailed investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident. According to her, the ferry manager must produce the captain of the boat, stressing that it had been established that the fiber boat veered off its channel and collided with the wooden boat due to the constructed vision of the captain. Brahima said that the obstruction was largely due to loads on the fiber boat, stating that the boat owner, owned by Unigod Ferry, failed to adhere to operational safety standard and proper navigation procedures. Ekiti State Amotokunko has arrested 3 teenagers whose names were given as Adekunle Yinka, 18, who lives at Kota in Moa Ekiti, a 17-year-old Babatunde Joseph, residing in Umuahia Ekiti, and a 16-year-old Sunday Taiwo, also a resident of Umuahia Ekiti, for burglary and theft. A statement signed by the head of the communication department of the Motokun Corps Command in Ekiti State, Officer Adele Abiodun Adewale, he revealed that the teenagers broke into some shops belonging to an Igbo resident in Umuahia Ekiti, where they carted away some items in the process. Adele narrated how luck ran out on them as they were caught red-handed while perpetrating their nefarious acts of a time, and Amelkotun operatives of the Ekiti East local government areas were patrolling the area. He said that some exhibits were recovered from them. The three suspects, along with the exhibit recovered from them, have since been handed over to Omo Ekiti Police Division for further investigations. Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, on 8 October 2024 received the delegation of Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, on 8 October 2024 received the delegation of the Asset Management Corporations of Nigeria, led by its Managing Director, Benga Alade, who visited to pay homage to the Minister of the FCT. Wike, in his address, congratulated the MD and his team on their appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to manage Marcon and urged them to remain focused in the discharge of their duties.
We were aware of the role of AMCOM. It is not easy. When as a governor, I tried to relate with AMCOM. Even the assets you are talking about, some of the assets are subject to litigation. And I remember recently, if I were invited the Director of Lands, I got a letter from AMCON about a property that we revoked. And you are saying that that asset, you took it over this, and that is the mistake we make. If the asset you took, and the person who owned the asset before he took the asset did not fulfill the conditions of the CFO, we have the right to revoke. And that does not mean that we are revoking the property assets, AMCON has taken over. We are all government. We can sit down and sort out problems. Every government agency has to work together. In this country, so many people take loan, and without even applying the loan to what they're supposed to do, you just use it for anything. They say that, well, we're there, after all, tomorrow nobody knows what will happen, they will write it off, all those kind of things. So you require tough management, you require tough leadership to say, no, enough is enough, we can't.
He said President Tinubu has identified competent individuals to change the country's narratives, and expressed confidence that the MD and his team had what it takes to bring about positive change, pledging his full support to AMCOM.
The office you're occupying is not an easy office. It's an office that comes with a lot of challenges. It's an office that requires blackmail. I feel that you have all kinds of things. By the time you don't do their deeds, sponsorship or blackmail, let them scrap AMCOM, they have no need for AMCOM to exist, all those things again. But Mr. President believes in you. He thinks you can make a difference. For me, every opportunity you have, say that while I was there, this was my own contribution. It's very, very key. This country must succeed. And when you have a leadership that is focused, of course it comes with challenges, it comes with a lot of things. People will want to distract you, people will want to say all kinds of things to make you lose focus and interest. But if you believe in this country, like I know Mr. President believes, that's why for him to identify people who can handle this and make it look like we're serious, we're willing to change the narrative. And I believe you have what it takes. So it's an opportunity that you have. So don't say that, oh, because of this and that, you are bothered because there are challenges. If there are no challenges, nobody will happen to you.
Yes.
So there are challenges for you to solve. We're here to give support, whichever way you want us to support you. We're here. And that's why again the General Council is there. With like our own attorney general. If there are any issue you think that FCTA should come with support, do not hesitate.
Earlier in his remark, the MD AMCON, Benga Alade, said the agency was created by the federal government in 2010 to stabilize the banking industry, which was shaky and struggling with a large stock of bad loans, and to take over the bad loans from the banks, administer the loans and all the assets underlying them, and manage them.
We thought it is very, very important for us to come and pay homage to you as the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. I won't bore you with stories, but AMCON was created in 2010 to stabilize the banking industry when the banking industry was shaky because of the large stock of bad loans in the banks, and they were struggling with these bad loans. Then the federal government created AMCON and funded AMCON to take over these bad loans from the banks and therefore administer the loans. We also took over all the assets underlying these loans as well. We were managing it on behalf of the federal government. In other words, all the assets that AMCON has today, they are not AMCON assets per se. They are the assets, they are national assets of the federal government by virtue of the fact that they funded it, they provided the money to buy those toxic assets from the banks. Honorable Minister, AMCON has existed for 14 years now, and yet we have a lot of powerful, influential debtors who have refused to pay. And some of them, we have their assets that we can either sell or manage to ensure that those loans are paid back. These assets cut across all sectors of the economy. We have oil and gas assets, we have aviation assets, we have telecom assets, we have power, electricity assets. We believe that those four categories are very, very instrumental to the economy of Nigeria.
Honorable Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike has received the Nigerian Military Sports Organizing Committee in Coste visit led by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, seeking for his support and asking him to be the ground host of the second edition of African Military Games in Abuja, Nigeria, coming up in November 2024. Wike, who warmly received Military Games team, assuring the support of the FCTA that it is a welcome idea to host African Military Games in Nigeria, and hence it will showcase a capital city called Abuja with economic benefits. Abuja correspondent Joseph Moses reports.
As Nigeria prepared to host African Military Games for first time in November 2024, with 44 African countries competing for medals in 19 games, it is a viable platform which is said to enhance peace and security, demonstrating to the rest of the world that Nigeria is a safe place. In a courtesy visit to the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, who received the delegation of Nigeria Military Sports Organizing Team led by The Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, seeks the support of the FCT Minister in respect of the upcoming military games. Wike assured military games team of his support in notion that the games would promote international diplomacy, military cooperation, and investment opportunity in FCT and Nigeria at large.
Let me also thank you for the opportunity to showcase Nigeria, to showcase the Federal Capital Authority. This Africa Military Games that is coming up in November in Abuja will also showcase the city called Abuja, where over 40 countries will be participating. It is a welcome development. One, the economic activities. Two, it will also show that Nigeria is safe, Abuja is safe. Come and see a city. Sometimes, like you said, people have impression from outside without even having a first-hand information. So I believe that when they come here, they will go back home with a different narrative. On our own part, we have no choice but to give you the necessary support, because it is our city that is going to host this international game. So we want to assure you we will fully participate and give you all the necessary support so that it will be a successful event. Whatever you think we can do not hesitate to tell us quickly. Yes, bureaucracy, but when we start on time, we'll be able to achieve what we want to achieve.
The Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, who earlier in his address appreciated the effort of FCT Minister in making sure that Abuja meets international standards in all endeavors, further highlights the benefits of hosting African Military Games in Abuja as the capital city of Nigeria.
Sir, we're here once again, firstly to just say thank you. Thank you for putting back life into FCT. 1 year plus, things have really turned around for good at the FCT. I want to commend you. We're here for one thing. The most important aspect of it is the African Military Games that is coming up in November. This is the second edition. Nigeria is the second country that is hosting such a grand event. It is to showcase Nigeria in great light to the world, not only in Africa, but to the entire world, that Abuja is safe, Nigeria is safe. Most people, when you travel out, the impression they give of Nigeria is that Nigeria is very hostile, it's a hostile environment. That when you come in, there's a lot of killings and all this. When you notice that Nigeria is more secure than most of these countries that also talk. Here the press enjoys so much freedom, so everything is being reported, and that's why people think that it's not safe. But we all know that Nigeria is safe. Abuja is one of the safest places that anybody will ever live. We want to thank you for that, sir. We're expecting over 40 countries so far that are coming with their armed forces to come here for a period of 1 week. Some might be coming earlier, and so we said we should come because, sir, you are the grand host, because you are the landlord. We're going to leverage on you, sir, for a very, very successful and hitch-free.
Joseph Moses Mawinka, Atlantic Television Network News, Abuja.
Yes, bureaucracy, but when we start on time, we'll be able to achieve what we want to achieve.
Comptroller General of Customs Adewale Adeni has declared a total war on the smugglers, labeling them as enemies of Nigerians' development. Adeni made this declaration on Wednesday in Yola during an update on the activities of Operation White Wing, a strategies initiative aimed at curbing fuel smuggling across Nigeria's border, represented by the Deputy Comptroller General of Enforcement Investigations and Inspections, Olaini Olajogun. The CG disclosed at two fueling stations in Adamawa Oil Palm Global Service Limited, located opposite Yola International Airport, and Gwawi Oil Nigeria Limited along Newman Road, had been fined by a court for their involvement in smuggling activities. The seized premium motor spirit was auctioned to the public at 630 naira per litre. The CG further revealed that the anti-smuggling operation had yielded substantial seizures since its inception. He highlighted recent seizures, including 2 trucks, each loaded with 33,000 litres of PMS, 1,460 and 12 drums of 200 litres capacity filled with PMS, all intended for smuggling. In total, 94,550 litres of PMS valued at 75.45 million were seized during this latest phase of the operation. One suspect was arrested in connection with the smuggling activities in Adamawa and is currently in protective custody in Abuja. Chief of Army Staff General Torred Lagbaja has ordered a probe into alleged administrative discrepancies at 3 Brigadier in Kano. General Lagbaja also ordered the suspension of the Brigade General Commander, Brigadier General M.A. Sadiq, to ensure a thorough investigation. The probe was launched after a report of administrative discrepancy within the Army Brigade surfaced on social media. The spokesperson, Major General Onyema Wachuku, announced this in a statement on Wednesday, October 9. According to General Wachuku, the Army, being a self-regulatory institution founded on the bedrock of discipline, justice and accountability, has zero tolerance for indiscipline and will therefore not tolerate any form of misconduct or illicit actions and inaction that could undermine the threshold of its values and principles. The spokesman assured the public that the allegations would be thoroughly investigated and appropriate administrative action will be taken. Northeast Development Commission has announced plans to launch a fleet of solar-powered vehicles, including a 9-seater tricycle, a 4-seater taxis, and a 40-seater bus to improve interstate transportation across the region. Speaking in Maiduguri during the meeting with the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers and the National Association of Transport Owners, the NEXI General Manager, Mohammed Goni, revealed that the initiatives align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision for the transportation sector. He said the Commission has sought the approval of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and he has granted the go-ahead. He added that the Commission is exploring solar energy to power the vehicles, capitalizing on the abundant sunlight in the region. He stated that fully charged buses can travel up to 300 kilometers and announced plans to organize training section for the drivers and NEDC staff to ensure smooth operations. Goni assures that the initiative reflects the NEDC's commitment to bringing relief to the transportation sector in the Northeast, urging the union to prioritize effective management system. You are watching The Transition on Atlantic Television. The talk will return after this break.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Welcome back. This is The Transition on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Dr. Zainab Shinkafi Bagudu on her election as President of the Union for International Cancer Control, making her the first African and fifth woman to lead the Global Cancer Control Organization. Shinkafi Bagudu, a pedestrian and former First Lady of Kebbi State, was elected on October 8. Tinubu, in a statement by a special advisor on information and strategy, Bago Nuaga, described her election as a significant achievement, praising her competence and character. He also said her victory highlights Nigerians' growing influence in global health leadership and serves as a testament to the wealth of talent within the country. The president expressed confidence in Shinkafi Bagudu's ability to leverage her new roles to improve cancer control and global health. The Union for International Cancer Control, based in Geneva, was founded in 1933 and boasted over 1,100 members organizations in more than 170 countries and territories. Federal government is poised to launch a new education curriculum for primary schools on Thursday, aimed at transforming the basic education system in Nigeria. The revised curriculum includes that with moral values seeks to address societal reorientation and regenerate Nigerian social values, according to the Minister of the State for Education, Dr. Tanko Sunusu. Speaking in Abuja during the flag-off of teachers training and the launch of sensitization materials on moral reorientation organized by the Universal Basic Education Commission, Dr. Sunusu emphasized that the updated curriculum will equip learners not only with academic skill but also the ethical framework necessary to make positive contributions to society. The minister said the new approach aimed to engage students in discussion about values and ethics, moving beyond traditional teaching methods. He added that the federal government is committed to continuous investment in teachers' development to ensure that educators are equipped with the necessary tools to meet the evolving need of the students. Earlier, the Executive Secretary of OBEC, Dr. Ahmed Boboye, highlighted the importance of the new programs in guiding teachers to instill moral values in learners. He expressed confidence that these initiatives would shape responsible citizens and address the learning crisis in the country. Nigerian Senate has mandated immediate compliance with the Supreme Court ruling on local government funding. The resolution was reached on the floor of the Senate on Wednesday after a debate on the motion by the lawmakers representing Anambra North, Tony Nwoye. In his late debate, Senator Nwoye raised concern about governors trying to enact laws to control local government funds illegally. Across sections of lawmakers, including Senator Osita Nzonasu and Adamo Alioro, underscored the urgency for adhering to judicial mandate to enhance transparency and accountability in local governance.
To prevent and stop imposition of action of state governments using their state house of assemblies to enact laws that breach constitutional provisions, as well as Supreme Court judgment of 11th of July 2024 that granted financial autonomy to our local governments in line with the provisions of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. This motion, as I said earlier, is being sponsored by my humble self and more than 10 senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Senate, being aware that the Section 7 of our 1999 Constitution as amended, guaranteed the system of democratically elected local government system, by which the council, local government council, explicitly provides for them in the Constitution for their financial autonomy, both financial and administrative. Further aware that the Supreme Court of Nigeria on July 11th, being Thursday 2025, delivered a landmark judgment wherein they ruled that all funds due to local governments in Nigeria, 774 local governments for that matter, from the federation account must be paid directly into the accounts of local government and no longer through state and local government joint accounts. By urging the Senate that if there is nothing this 10th Senate will achieve, it is this local government autonomy. I recalled in Kano 2 weeks ago when we had the retreat of constitutional review led by the Deputy Senate President. This issue of local government autonomy was one of the major issues that we discussed. Mr. President, in supporting this motion, I would like to recall that there is urgent need to amend Section 7 of 1999 Constitution as amended to further guarantee the autonomy of local government. This Constitution says that local government is the third tier of government. We have 3 tiers of government in Nigeria: the federal, the state, and local government. So local government should be allowed to exercise that responsibility of a third tier of government.
In his ruling, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, assured that the National Assembly will take immediate steps to alter sections of the Constitution to give full autonomy to local government administration in the country.
The Nigerian Senate stands solidly behind the Supreme Court decision on its efforts to judicial pronouncement to sanitize the administration of local governments in the country and stop further abuse of local government funds. So we stand solidly behind the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We believe strongly that if there is any legacy that this administration will leave behind, including the 10th Senate, it is a legacy of sanitizing the local governments, ensuring that local government funds are well utilized for the benefit of the rural people, and at the same time local governments are allowed to function and function well. That will also in due course include their elections.
The Nigerian Senate is accusing state governments of using their state houses of assembly to enact laws that breach constitutional provisions and the Supreme Court's judgment on granting financial autonomy to local governments in line with the provisions of the Constitution. House of Representatives had mandated its committee constitutional review to permanently address the delay in justice delivery in the country. This, the House said, was in a bid to restore the confidence of the common man in the judiciary and report back within 4 for further legislative action. These resolutions follow the adoption of the notion titled "The Need to Review Nigeria's Justice and Judicial System to Restore Public Trust in the Judiciary and Address the Delay in Providing Justice," sponsored by Honorable Ganiyu Adele Ayuba. The House noted that the judiciary is the breach of government's constitutional saddle will be the responsibility of prompt dispensation of the justice and interpreting the laws met by the legislature. It also noted that the judicial power are constitutionally vested in various categories of courts legally created by the constitutions of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Act of the National Assembly, and the laws of different state houses of assembly in Nigeria. The House said it was aware that one of the elements of the fair hearing and enshrined in Section 336 subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended is the prompt determination of any civil rights and obligations of any person or authorities within reasonable time by court or tribunal established by law. The House worried that delay in the judicial system called for concern and gradually undermined the public's trust in judiciary. House of Representatives has urged the federal government to swiftly implement the Export Act 2004 to tackle the pressing issues of food smuggling and insecurity in Nigeria. During a plenary session on Wednesday, the House also urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to provide additional incentive for farmers to boost agricultural output across the country. The resolution of the lower legislative chamber followed the adoption of the motion on the need to curb the Export Prohibition Act to tackle insecurity in Nigeria, sponsored by the member representing Ilorin West Asa Federal Constituency, Kwara State, Mosta Shagaya. The lawmakers noted that despite its vexed rival land, Nigeria is currently experiencing a high level of food insecurity, food inflation, and food shortage. Following the adoption of the motion, the Committees on Agricultural Production and Service, Legislative Compliance, Custom, Commerce, and Industry were mandated to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Analysts has described the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission as underperforming. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, public affairs analyst Pastor Greatman Bardon said that if the EFCC is performing as expected, there won't be less or no issues, or there will be less or no issues of corruption in the country.
Crime and all of those other things. EFCC is functioning under a lot of influence. Somebody leaves office today, EFCC goes after the person. I won't call any names, I won't call any political party names. The person decomes to another political party. EFCC takes off the case. What are they doing? Does it mean that the corruption ended the moment the person trespassed or cross-carpeted to the next party? So it means that the EFCC has failed in her responsibility to the people of this country. The EFCC has failed. So long as I'm concerned, the EFCC has failed. If we cannot go and trace any case where the EFCC handled from beginning to end transparently, then we cannot say anything nice about the EFCC. A governor left office from one of the states some months ago. The EFCC went after the governor. What is the...
Mr. Bardon further explained that the EFCC would have performed better if they had maintained integrity and no compromise.
When a president has a party who EFCC is going after, the person decomes to another party where you become the beloved, the EFCC case that was after you is written off. These interferences will not help the nation. EFCC should be one parastatal or one organization of government that should be made to stand alone. And of course, introduction of leadership to the EFCC should not be done with.
It comes after the Supreme Court on Tuesday fixed October 22 for the hearing of the suit filed by no fewer than 16 state governments challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and 2 others. Peter Obi of the Labour Party has reacted to the Federal High Court ruling which affirmed Barrister Julius Abure as the authentic national chairman of the party. Obi stated that he had met with Governor Alex Oti of Abia State along with the caretaker chairman and secretaries of the Labour Party. ATN reports that the court declared the 2024 Labour Party National Convention held in Nnewi, which re-elected Abure, validly stated that the convention was in line with all head-down laws in Nigeria. However, reacting on Wednesday to the matter, Obi, in a post on his X handle, said the goal is to emerge stronger and more unified, standing together as one united front. The former Anambra State Governor urged all members of the Labour Party to remain calm and patient as they continue to emerge in discussion and consultations. And now to business news. Federal government has launched an application portal for Nigerians willing to convert their vehicles from the use of petroleum motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, to compressed natural gas. A statement by the National Orientation Agency titled Payment Plans to make it easy to switch to CNG. According to the statement, Nigerians who wish to make the switch to CNG would apply on the portal and spread payment in monthly installations. The statement also highlighted flexible payment plans, noting that applicants will receive support through their process to ensure it has hassle-free. The NOA urged interested persons to visit the website go.ng to make the applications. Federal government's revenue from foreign direct investment into Nigeria in the second quarter of 2024 dropped to $29.83 million. The latest capital importation report by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that the FDI dropped by 65.33% compared to the $86.3 million recorded in the same period last year. The development marked the lowest level ever recorded based on the available data up to 2013. It also dropped by 74.97% from the $119.18 million reported in the preceding quarter of 2024. Data from the NBA shows that Nigeria's FDI includes equality and other capitals. Most of the FDI in quarter 2 2024 came from quality investment amounting to $29.82 million. This represents a sharp decrease of 74.98% compared to $119.17 million in quarter 1 2024. On a year-on-year basis, equality investment declined by 65.33% from $86.2 million in quarter 2 2023. Federal government has finalized the executive order to implement zero value added tax and exercise duties on pharmaceutical products on medical devices. This was disclosed in a press statement on Wednesday signed by the head of information and public relations at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Alaba Balogun on June 28, 2024, the Coordinating Minister of the Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Patel, announced on his X handle that President Bola Tinubu signed an executive order to increase local production of healthcare products, including pharmaceuticals, diagnostic devices such as needles and syringes, biologicals, medical taxis, and others. The statement noted that the finalization of the executive order's harmonized implementation framework has now been clear for gas gating. It added that the gas gating of the harmonized implementation framework represents the realization of the third pillar of the ministry's 4-point agenda, which focuses on unlocking the healthcare value chain. Transportation costs are set to skyrocket in the Federal Capital Territory following the hike in the price of petrol by some stations of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in Abuja on Wednesday. The station of the National Oil Company have raised the retail price of petrol to 1,030 naira from 897 per litre. Newsmen observe across multiple NNPCL stations in the FCT. The new price, a second increase in 1 month, represents a 14.8% of 133 rise at the NNPCL mega station located in central areas. A customer who spoke to newsmen said the product was sold at 1,030 naira. The station did not display its price on either the signboard or the pump meter, leaving customers unaware of the cost of the fuel. Instead, they only informed information they received was through verbal communication from the fuel attendants. However, check by newsmen at independent marketer stations including Corn Oil and Total Energies opposite the NNPCL headquarters shows the product was sold at 926 but with long queues. And now to international tidbits. Hurricane Milton has made landfall in Florida, bringing tornadoes, flood, and risks of storm surge, and more than 2 million homes and businesses are without power, and there have been a number of deaths reported on the Atlantic coast. In St. Petersburg, on the west coast of the state, the roof of the Major League Baseball stadium was turned off, and Milton was as a Category 5 hurricane that has been downgraded to Category 1, but is still wreaking havoc. Milton comes from 2 after Hurricane Helen killed at least 225 people in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina. And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining us. I am Immaculate Irikana. Join us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. X Atlantic TV Net. Also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Good morning.
When the president has a